नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के नायब सदर उमर अब्दुल्ला ने कुलगाम में पार्टी कारकुनों के साथ मीटिंग की, सदारत की और मीटिंग में कई सीनियर लीडरान भी मौजूद रहे। मीटिंग के बाद उमर अब्दुल्ला ने मीडिया से खिताब करते हुए कहा कि हम सियासी दुश्मनी के आदी हैं, लेकिन जब हम देखते हैं अगर अंदर के लोग बिल्कुल मुखालिफ हैं तो उससे हमें एक सबक मिलता है। उन्होंने कहा कि हमने कई हुकूमतें देखी, यहाँ तक कि गवर्नर राज भी, लेकिन नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस वाहिद एक ऐसी पार्टी है जो अमन और तरक्की की बात करती है। 370 की मनसूखी से जम्मू कश्मीर में कोई तब्दीली नजर नहीं आई। उन्होंने कहा कि बेरोजगारी बहुत ज्यादा हो गई है, मिलिटेंसी अभी भी मौजूद है और लोग अवामी नुमाइंदगी के बगैर बुरी तरह मुतासर हो रहे हैं।
Nearing its end, and one person who has stood by the Supreme Court, and from day one when he came out from detention, he said that the National Conference will take a legal route and that should be the way forward. I have with me Mr. Omar Abdullah, who has been advocating a legal route. Umar, your party has had a long history regarding 370, your grandfather, and then he becoming the president, and now a lot of things were on your shoulders with the first party to go to the Supreme Court. How do you see this coming to an end today?
Well, we'll wait and see. I don't think there is anybody who can say with any degree of certainty what the judgment will say. The only people who know are the 5 honourable judges whose verdict we await on Monday. We'll wait and see. We are hopeful. It is with a lot of hope that we knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court, as any petitioner does. From the first day we have said that this is a peaceful sort of fight. We will use political, legal and constitutional means, and that's what we've done. That will continue.
We've also seen that a lot of hopes are from the Supreme Court in regard to people of Jammu and Kashmir, because we didn't see people coming out on streets and protesting against it. You from the day one said ask people to stay indoor and hold their bars behind, and then look at the Supreme Court as the final verdict will come from there. As you said that we don't know what will be the decision of the Supreme Court, but as a party, what do you think should be the further course after the Supreme Court?
How can you ask me to lay out a further course when we don't know what the Supreme Court is going to say? Let the verdict come, then we will look at the verdict and then we'll decide if a further course of action is necessary, and if it is, what that should be. As I said earlier, there is nobody who can with any degree of certainty tell you right now what the verdict is going to be. We'll wait and see. As far as adopting peaceful means or not coming out on the streets, that was not something Kashmiris did because I asked them to do it. In fact, I was locked up long before any of us could make an appeal. That was something Kashmiris did of their own accord, and rightly so. Whether it is with regard to 370 or whether it is with regard to the genuine anger that we feel with regard to what is happening in Gaza, the people of Kashmir have very rightly allowed their heads to rule their hearts. They have not given the government and its forces an excuse to come down on them with a heavy hand. They have not given an excuse for the government to clamp down on them. And I'm sure, regardless of what the verdict will be, you will see that the people of Jammu and Kashmir will show the same degree of sense and resilience.
Last question is that BJP has been counting development. When we saw the arguments in the court, even the development was counting there. But you have been rightly saying that there have been incidents in the past, or right now Rajouri Poonch belt has gotten activated once again. Do you see that that's a right argument to put forward before the court?
Look, development was never a victim of 370. Jammu and Kashmir has been a victim of its geography. Jammu and Kashmir has been a victim of the circumstances that prevailed after the onset of militancy in the late 80s. Now, militancy was also not a product of 370, because 370 has been in existence ever since Jammu and Kashmir became a part of the Union. Militancy came about in the late 80s. And the BJP itself has always blamed Pakistan for militancy. So to blame 370 for the situation in Jammu and Kashmir is wrong. Now, as far as development is concerned, since development was never a victim of 370, clearly the promise of greater development as a result of 5th August has also been proven to be false, whether in Jammu and Kashmir or in Ladakh. The fact is that people are deeply unhappy by what they have seen after 5th August, and the evidence of that is the inability of the government of India to conduct any meaningful elections in Jammu and Kashmir.
Do you suspect that there could be some restrictions on your movement on Monday because your program in Bijbehara was cancelled by the district magistrate?
We were supposed to go to North Kashmir on Monday. That program has been cancelled. Today's program was also almost cancelled late last night. What this government will do, I don't know. Needless to say, whatever they do, it won't be for the first time. So, as they say, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
Thank you so much. So, as you heard Omar Abdullah saying that hopes are high from the Supreme Court, and there's something where they have been pinning their hopes from. With Bashir Lone.